Welcome back to another episode of
Sane's Aquatics.
That's right. So we're back tonight. We're going to talk about genetically enhanced fish. Fish that illuminate under certain kind of lights. How do you guys feel about it? I don't know that I agree with it. So several years ago, they started enhancing fish with proteins from anemones and coral and injecting these fish when they were very, very young, egg or embryo state, and they would come out to purples and oranges and yellows and all these really, really pretty fluorescent colors that have grown and just absolutely taken off. And there's many people that love them and support them. I personally don't like it. It's just not natural. When they first started coming up with these fish and what they were doing with them, they were actually doing scientific experiments, is what they say, and using them to test basically like toxic waters. So, Bentley, what do you think about genetically modified fish? How do you feel about it?
No, not really.
You don't think so? Maybe you're afraid that they'll become too genetically modified. They'll turn into like zombies, or I've seen a lot of movies where they modify like sharks and they start eating a lot of people when they get too smart.
Or something else, like they will turn big, like little bitty, probably getting your food, all that type of stuff.
That was one of the big arguments that they made when they started doing these fish, is that the people that they use fish for food and stuff, they were worried that they would get into the food chain supply and hurt them. And that was a lot of their argument as to why these guys shouldn't be around. Okay, so they use these fish, like they were worried that these fish would get contaminated basically in the food supply, and they would hurt people, and they would start ingesting these things. But it would be kind of cool. Like, what if, like, when you were being born and you were in embryo status, that you were injected and you got like superpowers and you could be flying around and you didn't have to worry about kryptonite. Well, you did have to worry about kryptonite, but you had super strong muscles and things like that. That would be kind of cool, but it's not natural. It's not the way things are supposed to be. And, me personally, I don't agree with it. If you like it, great. Enjoy it, have at it. It doesn't change my world one way or another. I really don't care. But these guys, I don't agree with it. I want a natural look. I want natural fish. When I see pink angelfish, that ain't right. Just doesn't look right. Doesn't set right with me. Maybe you love it. Maybe you got an all pink room and you want your pink angelfish swimming in around in there, or you want your fluorescent lights shining and making your fish glow. I don't necessarily agree with it. Maybe you do, but going through and modifying fish and modifying anything. I remember when I was a kid and they were modifying a sheep and they were trying to clone sheep, and it was the craziest thing. And it was this big discussion, and here we are, we're modifying animals, and somehow this is allowed to happen. But maybe it's the way of the future. Maybe I'm old and grumpy. Am I just old and grumpy?
A little bit. A little bit.
I am old and grumpy, but that's okay. I'm allowed to be that way. But I like my natural fish. That's the way that I like it. You may enjoy these guys. But one of the cool things about these is that they've come a long way with it. And I have never bred them. I've never owned them. I might, for the sake of going through trying to breed them to see if it's true, but supposedly now you can breed these guys and you actually come out with those genetically modified fish, and you still get those same colors and stuff out of them. They're not quite as fertile from what I've read and what I understand, so you're not going to get quite the clutch out of them that you would out of like our our leopard danios here that we bred the other night here. You should go back and watch that video. It was pretty cool. We bred them in a little box with some marbles. It was neat. Go back
from our old school and new school, baby.
That's right. But we do, we appreciate you guys. You guys have been really supportive. Our next video, we've got some gorgeous black angels that we've been growing out and trying to get the pair off, and we've had some pair off, and we're going to go through and show you how the males and the females go through and basically raise their fry. Hopefully, if they don't eat them here in the next day or so. They haven't ate their eggs yet.
Yeah, and they seem actually really healthy eggs.
Yeah, they're really, really nice, healthy eggs. So we'll go through and we'll show you guys how these guys bring their eggs up and how they take care of their fry. They're exceptional parents. It'll be a really cool video to watch.
Yeah, it would actually be really cool because I want to experience like what they do with some eggs. So
yeah, we're gonna get to teach all these guys. We're gonna get to teach all these guys on what they do too, and show them how they do it. It'll be pretty cool, won't it?
Really cool.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're gonna raise up some black angels if they don't eat their eggs here in the next day. They've had them for about 2 days here, so we appreciate it. Thanks for watching Sanders Aquatics.
Like and subscribe.